Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. After having gone through the book of Job and kind of taken a side street down the book of Job, given that it had happened during the time of Abram, now in our reading we return back to the story of Abram. And in chapter 12, we see Abram now entering into the land that God had really led him to and directed him to go. And one of the interesting things that happens as Abram is dwelling in the land and traveling to various places is that he time and time again builds altars. We find this several times in our reading today. We see it in chapter 12 in verse 7. It says, the Lord appeared to Abram and said, to your descendants I will give this land. So he built an altar there to the Lord to appear to him. And that was near the oak of Morah. And then also in between Bethel and Ai, he builds an altar there also in chapter 12 and verse 8. And then in chapter 13, in verse 4, we see him returning back to one of his altars and calling on the name of the Lord. And then at the end of chapter 13, we see him at the Oaks of Mamre building an altar. So this Abram was a man who built altars, and he had them littered all over the land of promise that God had promised him. And what we learn from this is that this is really something that we should be doing as well. Not literally building altars, but throughout our day and throughout the journeys of our life, taking time to just pause and spend time with the Lord. These altars were a means by which Abram could contact God. This is a way in which he could present offerings to God, to recommit himself to God, just to worship the Lord. And throughout our day and throughout our week, it could be very helpful for us to just pause from time to time, not literally build an altar, but just kind of take a time out during the day and just redirect our hearts and our minds to the Lord, to contact the Lord again, to get back into worship before the Lord again, to offer ourselves to the Lord as an offering once again. If we do this periodically throughout the day, throughout the week, and continuing on, these are the ways in which we keep God in the forefront of our minds. It's the means by which we can continually keep our mind on the Spirit. And so we should be encouraged by Abram here in how he would take the time out to actually build these altars, to offer up the sacrifices, to call on the name of the Lord. We should do the same in our day-to-day life, in redirecting our mind, redirecting our attention and our heart to the Lord. So hopefully we'll be encouraged to do that as we do our reading today. And with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.